From the heart of Texas, where the winds blow free, Matt and Irlanne bringing truth and clarity. Faith and world events, we're diving deep in the Lone Star State where beliefs run steep. Welcome to the podcast where faith meets the news, where Texas tales and global views and views. Join us on this journey, hand in hand, as we seek the truth across this land. Stories unfold from cities to the plains, challenges faced and victories gained. With courage in our hearts and minds unswayed, together we explore in every shade. In a world of chaos, we'll find our way through the lens of faith. Come what may, so tune in now. Let your spirit unfurl as Matt and Irlanne take you around the world. Welcome to the podcast where faith meets the news, where Texas tales and global views and views. Join us on this journey, hand in hand, as we seek the truth across this land. From Texas to the world, our voices rise. Matt and Irlanne under Texas skies. Faith, truth, and events unfold. In every episode, our stories
once or
told.
twice where it wasn't always
Yeah.
automotive. Just
What's going on? Let's see what happens.
all right.
Alright. The song fade out here. Alright, y'all. Okay, let's hit this Freedom Academy.
So glad you guys are watching. Still watching. We're getting to look over and look at analytics and people are watching. And
Yeah,
I'm
people-
so thankful.
Yeah, there's still
From the
people out
heart
there.
of
Hi.
Texas,
Hi.
where the winds blow free.
Thankful. All right.
We should do a live on November 5th.
Okay. I'm down.
Yeah, we should do a live. But it's a Tuesday, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, so I won't be here.
I guess
I mean, we could do an after situation, you know.
after. You know they're going to drag that out until next week.
We can we can do like an after reaction to everything. Right?
I guess.
All right. Let's talk about these people
These people.
at Freedom Temple people. It is our church's Christian school,
It is.
Freedom Academy.
Free. It's not free. It's free.
It's free in the sense of your children. But Freedom Academy, open enrollment all year long from kindergarten to 12th grade. And it is ran by our Lady Nixon, who is the main teacher and everything. And then, of course, our pastor also. And if you want to enroll your child in a Christian-based school
Yes.
where they pledge to the allegiance,
Pledge of Allegiance.
pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance. And also honor the Bible and the Word of God. They also have chapel time and all these things. We always tell you about, just in case if you're in the Austin area, in the Pflugerville, and any of the Austin area outskirts, and you want your children, to be trained up in the way that they should go. They realize that there is a God of heaven. Go to the website, www.freedomtemple.org, right? And // Freedom Academy. You can go there and get some information, or you can hit us up and we'll get you to the right person so they can get you to the right information. It's an awesome school. The kids are having an awesome time. The curriculum is great, and it's just a sound curriculum, and it's a Christian-based school. So, and to God be the glory. We thank God for that blessing that we have in our church. Is that in the church? Right?
You don't have to be here either to go there. You can do the online classes too,
Right.
if that's what you're looking for.
Thank you. I forgot that part. Yeah. Online schooling from everywhere, anywhere,
If you,
where there's internet.
if you're looking, if you don't have to go to school and you can do online courses, then sign up there. I'm sure there's a fee, just like always. But you'll have a good education,
That is for sure.
and maybe they'll let you zoom in for sample time.
Yeah. I'm sure they would. That's awesome. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right.
Oh wait, I wonder if the button works today.
Rants. Yes, it does. All right. I hope it does.
Just because we heard it doesn't mean they did.
I hope it does. We've been having technical issues.
I don't know if it's us. I don't know if it's software we use. Oh,
something wacky is going on. I'm not sure, but maybe some little elves or something come in the middle of the night and switch cables over. I'm not sure.
We have 4 cables. 4 cables.
I don't know. But let's get to this rant, because you all are gonna be thrown back by this rant that I have here. We always go down I try to go down the line after introducing Freedom Academy and advertising and letting you know about that wonderful school. I like to stick to the children part, to raising your children, parents, and, in that area of the conversation. And so this is very important for those that have children that are, on the internet, that play games on the internet, that just have access to.
So children are, how about this? Any child that is in your home using your internet.
Yeah.
I don't care how old they are. If they're in your home using your internet, then you should pay attention to this.
So, parents, take heed, because all these things are happening in the world. And so I'm going to show you a video, and then I will rant, of course, right after it. I should have been there. Sorry.
That's okay.
A new report is calling Roblox an X-rated pedophile hellscape, exposing children to grooming, pornography, violent content, and abusive speech. Wait till you see what they found. Roblox has digital strip clubs, red light districts, sex parties. There are users on Roblox with usernames like I groom minors and rape tiny kids. The latest investigation included a test account signed up as a 13-year-old on Roblox. They typed adult into the search bar and found dozens of groups called adult studios with hundreds of thousands of members who are openly trading child sexual abuse material and soliciting sex acts from children. It gets worse. There's a game within Roblox called Guns Work at a Hospital with 1.6 million visits, where users can go into a hospital and shoot patients. There's a game called Beat Up the Pregnant, where you can beat and kill pregnant women. The XYZ rooms have 31 million visits and is where users go to simulate sex in bathrooms. There are school simulator games with horrible things tagged on the blackboards. There are 600 Diddy games, including Survive Diddy and Run from Diddy Simulator. There are over...
I'm going to stop it real quick. So this is new. This is like this. I mean,
wow.
we're just finding out about it. I should say we're that type of new. I'm sure it's been happening for as long as that website or that game or whatever has been hacked in, or whatever the situation is, but she's going to say a little bit more about it. I'll play it again.
There are over 12,000 erotic role-play accounts on Roblox, including rape and forceful sex fetishes. There is more, but I'll stop there. Roblox reports that 1 in 5 users are under 9 years old, and experts are saying it's probably more than that. Roblox claims to have the best in the world content moderation, but what's being found is that their moderators are largely outsourced to Asian call centers who are paid just $12 a day to review countless instances of child grooming and bullying and sexual encounters, and worse. And these moderators aren't really allowed to ban users because it would be bad for their stock price. When asked if they would let their child play Roblox, the moderator said, "No, I wouldn't." And also shared, "I can't imagine why people are still using Roblox after all this kind of, shit." Roblox is another big tech firm that is moving fast and breaking things, and those things are our children. I cannot believe there's a game being targeted to children as young as 9 and younger that is putting them in situations like this. This company should be...
So, if you look at everything inside that game, that's the narrative that is trying to be fed to our children anyways.
Yeah.
The allegedly school shootings.
Yeah.
The abortion.
Yeah.
Same-sex marriage. And then that's all the narrative in that one game. All right, sorry. I just had it's crazy.
I'll play it to the end. Hang on.
Should be shut down. And on top of all of this, Roblox has been inflating metrics and lying to investors and advertisers about how many people are actually on its platform. So all of this is really bad for Roblox and really good for kids everywhere, because if you're a parent, I hope you will be going onto your child's devices and blocking the cesspool that is Roblox.
That is crazy.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I had I had found some information in a video, something about I think it was the same game, online game. And I had posted it, and I put it out there. There was a mother saying that she actually went and grabbed the kid's device and saw. You know, it wasn't like someone found out and told her. She found out herself, and so these things are happening. And whichever way they're getting into these kids' games or whatever the behind the scenes is it's all perversion, pedophilia, and the worst of the worst that a little innocent mind can't even fathom. But this is a plot of the enemy. This is what the enemy is doing. He's continuing to get into the mind of the youth, of the young people, through music, through television, through video games, through whichever way he can get in. And parents are asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, because
Parents are asleep.
Because the phone is what's raising the kids.
Asleep at the wheel. I'll tell you a quick story, and so we can continue after this, because this is so sickening to me that these things are happening. And it's not only old adults or whatever. There's teenagers that are actually what do you call that? Predatoring. I don't know if that's a word. The word is in my mouth.
Preying on.
Preying. That's it. Preying on younger children.
Not that kind of preying.
Yeah. They'll lie and
Yeah.
So I've seen in many situations where we're at churches, not specifically any churches, and there are kids sitting there looking at their phone,
Device.
mommy's, daddy's, whoever's phone, iPad, sitting right in the pew. And everybody's singing and having a good old time, and they're not even paying attention to what these kids are in the corner looking at. Not only that, but they're underneath the pews. Back in the day, we used to fall asleep underneath the pews.
Really?
Yeah. Us PK kids, they used to go all night. I mean, the Spanish services, they would go all night.
What's a PK kid?
Preacher's kid.
I knew that.
I mean a PK. Yeah. What did I say?
You said PK.
Oh,
I was just letting the listeners know.
So, PK means a preacher's kids, like pastor's kids. And so we would, lay down when we get tired after, it's late or whatever. And our parents used to tell us, go to sleep, go lay down. We had school the next morning, and a lot of us slept underneath the pews. But these kids are, during the day, they're not even, this is daytime too. I've seen some during Sunday service, where it's not even
afternoon.
They're down there, on their iPads. So anyways, I was talking to one of the ladies a while back, and again, not any particular church, but I just want to, anyway. And she was telling me how her son was upset with her because she took his iPad away, and she took it away. He slammed it on the ground, and he cracked it, and it was getting serviced or whatever. And then she got it back, and she hid it, and she found him on another device, on one of his old handheld game things. He was able to get on the Wi-Fi and was playing or whatever he does on his iPad. And she was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "I'm playing my game." She was like, "But what do you mean?" She was like, "Yeah." And she was, and the I think it was the sister was like, "He's on the Wi-Fi." Like the kid hacked into the Wi-Fi with another. I mean, it's not hacked, but he tied into that.
Yeah, he got onto it.
He got onto it with some other toy that he had, that it was internet, a Wi-Fi connection or whatever. Crazy. And the kid's probably like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old. 7, 8 years old.
Wow. They don't monitor.
These kids are smart. They are smart. You give a kid a 3 or 4-year-old a pad, they already know what to do. They take the little finger and they're scrolling and they're touching. They know exactly what to do. These kids are very smart, and the enemy takes advantage of their little smart minds, and this continues.
They shouldn't have it.
Yeah, continues to corrupt them, continues to instill all these things in their lives, and before you know it, they're doing terrible things to other children. Hey, Keith, take heed. All right, I'm done with my rant, and we just pray that God will cover the. When I pray for everybody's children, known and unknown, kids that are missing in every sense of child.
That's a lot.
Pray for those kids everywhere, all around the world, all sizes, all backgrounds. Pray for the kids of this world. They're innocent, and they're innocent being taken advantage of by the enemy, using other children. It's disgusting. All right, I digress. Would you like to say anything about this?
No.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
Nope.
All right, let's get into your service apps.
Nope, because they're not going to listen to me anyways.
What do you mean?
Parents, they just let the iPad and
Oh.
the phone run their kids' life.
I said service apps. I thought you said that. They were...
So, yeah, let's go. So, this is probably, I mean, I don't know how much of the future it is, but this is something that is being implemented into the dealerships and just as an entrepreneurship in general, is this mobile mechanic thing. So, there's a lot around here in Hutto area.
Mobile mechanics?
Mobile mechanics, yeah. There's a lot up here.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people actually use the service. I mean, I think it's a good idea for some stuff, but not everything. So I went on, there's a video about doing an oil change, but it's it's more of a company advertising their tool, but it's pretty cool. You got to change the drain plug out and stuff, but play the video because it's pretty cool, and you'll get a hint of what a mobile mechanic is.
This is the AGA full-size mobile oil system, and let me show you how easy it is to do an oil change in this parking lot.
That's probably not the truck showing up to your house, but that's similar.
It is very high tech.
It's so cool.
Not a drop of oil.
Really cool.
And that's how easy it is to do an oil change with the AGA full-size mobile oil system. For more information, give us a call or visit our website, agatools.com.
And there'll be a link in the description.
I wish. That would be great. Are you kidding?
So, I mean, I don't know how many dealerships or how many service repair shops or how many entrepreneurs are going to jump onto this mobile mechanic bandwagon. But I mean, I know the technicians that worked in the dealership, and I wouldn't want them going to somebody's house representing my business.
Right.
There's not. Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say, as you would have to be trained in every area of customer service, cashing somebody out.
Are they cashing them out? Are they writing the ROs? Or are they just going with already a work order? Like,
even if it's just an oil change, because it looks like this mobile thing is just an oil service. Yeah. They have to have their wording, speak, properly.
Intelligent, yeah.
There's so much to it. I just don't know, if an oil tech, and we're talking about oil techs in a building, will be able to go out and
do this
and do that, and be. I mean, I'm sure anybody can go out and do it, but are they going to be successful at doing it?
So I went on. So AutoNation here in the Austin area, I went on and did a quick estimate. All right. So I did a diagnostic charge. Diagnostic charge is $180. I wanted to do, so this is actually, I put in a 2019 Acura RDX. It says $180 for general diagnosis. It says as low as $571.09 for spark plugs or $765. So that's your estimate in between those areas.
That's a very big gap.
Yep. And then it says brake. I wanted to do rear brakes. So it's brake pads only. So all they're doing is putting the pads on. They're not resurfacing your rotors. You're not getting new rotors. So it's $277.52. with tax and stuff, you're at $302.75. I can do pads and rotors here for that price. And then there's a $25 service fee, and they don't go outside of Austin right now.
What are we talking about?
Mobile mechanic.
Yeah, they have. Are we sending out there's a difference between this mobile oil and then the mobile mechanic, right? I would imagine, or this isn't all.
That's all one entity.
Okay.
I don't know. I just think. I guess I want to know what you guys would think. What would you want this going to your home or your business and doing an oil change in the middle of your driveway, out in the front of your house on the street, or at your place of business?
It could go either way too. Like my opinion, it can go either way. I can see us owning that,
Yeah,
I can see that end of it, but we're not just gonna do oil changes all day, and
exactly.
and then what happens is, what if can we do brakes outside? I mean, we can, but
Sure. Yeah, brakes.
which is
I mean, and then there's
why don't I come back and pick up your car and bring it back?
we try that all the time. People are like, no, I'll just come drop it off.
That's true.
I'll just come drop it off
That's true. Our shop, we offer pickup and delivery.
for free.
Yeah. And people are like, no, I'll just drop it off. I'm like,
Everybody's like, so how much do you charge for that? And they're like, you better charge for that.
yeah.
No, it's
But you know what I think? I think that they just, I mean, some people feel funny with somebody driving their car,
yes.
Especially like, I guess people that see cars every day. A lot of people when they came into the dealership, they were like, and you met them outside, service advisors will greet the customer driving in. They'd be like, oh, excuse my car, my car's such a mess, and we're like, don't worry, we don't even look at that,
we can care less.
Almost at least 3 or 4 times a day, somebody would say that. And it's like, and I think that's what it is. Like people are like, I want them to see my car's filthy. I don't want them to see, what I have in my ashtray or whatever, something.
You know what's funny? The most people that we pick up are like $80,000 or more cars.
Yeah.
They're the ones we pick up. They're like, yeah, just take it. Keys are in it.
That's
like, okay.
That's because they're used to that type of
service.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, come pick it up. I don't know.
I think this mobile thing could work, but not for everybody.
I can see that'd be cool for that truck, that mobile oil change to go to a fleet of buses, right? A school bus company. At the end of the day, their buses all need service.
Yes. So 100%.
Just show up. Be like, listen, I'll service every single one of your buses. Like that would be awesome for
fleet vehicles.
The cars are sitting in your yard at the end of the night. You drive the truck over there. You change every single oil.
They probably already have that. Companies probably have that.
Well, companies have, but like not at the school bus, the yellow school buses that just sit in a lot somewhere. You can do every single bus in one night.
I can see
that. But
how about, even go further out, all kinds of businesses that have,
fleet. Yeah.
You got, the construction companies and the, what else? The pest control and the landscaping companies.
Tow trucks.
Those bigger companies do have more than one truck,
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. That's actually pretty genius.
Yeah. I'm just
while they're right at it also right at the construction site or whatever.
Right there.
Yeah, that would wow.
I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
We need to
start advertising, see what happens.
Yeah, and stuff.
We've had people call us and be like, "Hey, can you come do this in my yard?" But it was like he wanted me to do a fuel pump.
Yeah,
can you go do a fuel pump in my driveway, or hey, can you come do this? I'm like, I can't, and I just don't have time.
If it's simple service, I think like the oil changes and stuff like that, and I don't even know about the brakes. Like I don't know. It's just. I don't know about the brakes, doing brakes outside. I mean, I know we've done it, because because you need brakes, and it's an emergency thing. But I just don't see us professionally. And again, going back to the training, whoever
who's
going to show up, right? The company that's putting this out there, and I don't know if they're selling this thing or if they're just they're actually providing a service. Because I didn't.
Oh, that video.
Yeah, that. But they need to train whoever, like from beginning to end. From customer service to doing the job to doing the cash out to, everything. What else is there? So what else is involved? But yeah, I think that's in the right hand.
What about zoning and stuff like that? Like, like, are we even allowed to go change oil in somebody's, New York City driveway or in the middle of Fifth Avenue?
Right.
Or in Los Angeles? Well, you probably get mugged in Los Angeles. You might as well just leave your wallet on the side of your leg. Save the beat up. But like, what are town and city ordinances? Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't know if there's any laws against that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And like I said, I went on AutoNation and they don't service outside of Austin. So I don't know if it's a mileage range they only do or they're short staffed or it's a new service. I know Ford dealerships have it and they do recalls. I mean, we did with the gas pedal recall, we went to like used car dealers and did the recall.
Oh, yeah.
Airbag
I remember that. I remember.
Yeah, and the manufacturer paid extra for it too. We'd be like, how many cars do you have? All right. We just grab all the parts and go do them there. But yeah, I don't know. We'll follow this as it goes, as it grows. And who knows? Maybe we'll offer that service as well and see what happens with it.
Who knows? We'll have one of those nice little trucks. Anything is possible to them that believe.
Because we do extra stuff for fleet companies with late hours and stuff like that because they need their trucks and they need them on the road.
During the daytime. Yeah, so that's why we're here late.
That's why we do them at night.
All right. Matt Pollard.
That's enough.
We're done with the service drive off?
Yeah, just it was more of a question for all the listeners. Would you want a mobile oil change or brakes done in your house or your job or whatever? And what are your thoughts on it?
Mm-hmm.
So
in your driveway, in front of your house, or even in your garage, right? Like,
I don't know. I'd just be scared of like brake dust getting on their floor and oil splashing out of the splash bucket, getting on their floor.
But you saw that. I mean, that thing is tight.
That's different though. You would still have to do the initial oil change because he has a drain plug that's put in there.
Yeah.
So you'd still have to do the first oil change.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, don't worry, this is the only time I'll make a mess. The next time you have the proper adapters, I promise. And then he had that torque wrench T-wrench, so you can't strip it. That's what that was. That was a torque wrench. And then somebody's going to lose that. I don't know, man. All right. Anyways, let's go. Let's give you a movie.
All right. Let's get into
half an hour. We haven't even done anything.
Let's get into some automotive news.
Oh, where are we going first?
Okay. So I want to talk about these autonomous cars, right?
These things are dumb.
These autonomous cars, we have spoken about them before. We have showed y'all videos regarding these self-driving vehicles with nobody in them that will drive you to and from. That if they break down, you'll be trapped in the car, as we showed you in a video past tense. And what was the other thing that it went the wrong way.
You got pulled over by the cop.
Another video. Go back to the other episodes and see what we talked about.
I think it was 58 or 59, where the Waymo car went the wrong way.
So yeah, and then the police officer approached the car, and it's the customer rep, like your OnStar,
Yeah.
For those who have OnStar, the customer rep is like, yeah, okay, so the car was going the wrong way. Like, what am I supposed to do?
And then they try to make an excuse for the car. Well, it was a construction zone. The car should know it's. You should be monitoring the camera.
Let me show you this video of people that are having issues with these autonomous cars where they're parked in their neighborhood.
So I was like, where's that coming from? I looked down and I was like, I think it's coming from the Waymo cars.
This parking lot full of driverless Waymo cars has had multiple incidents where suddenly the vehicles become confused and start honking all at each other. White says he heard it for the first time about 2 weeks ago after he was woken up around 4 a.m.
Then it happened again and again, and I started thinking, well, this is an issue.
White isn't the only one who's had issues with the noises either. Several people who live in the buildings nearby the parking lot have also had similar complaints.
Over the past 2 weeks, I've been woken up more times overnight than I have combined over 20 years.
Russell Pofsky lives in a building adjacent to White. He says the honking incidents have happened at random times during both the day and night and have started to take a toll on him.
I could not be more cranky today for a Monday. After these past 2 weeks, it's really at a high level. It's just really, it's tough. It affects the way you feel.
White says he and others have reached out to Waymo about the issue. In a statement sent to ABC7 News, Waymo says, quote, "We are aware that in some scenarios, our vehicles may briefly honk while navigating our parking lots. We have identified the cause and are in the process of implementing a fix." White says Monday afternoon was the first time the honking seems to have gotten better. Despite the inconvenience, he tells me he's still a fan of the autonomous vehicle company and uses the cars on a regular basis.
And so I was all about it until the honking started. And all I really want is resolution.
In San Francisco, Jim Johns, ABC
Let's
7
read
News.
one last time. So these people, they're in trouble. You know, what are they going to do? Especially if they own those apartments. You know, some
Right.
people own apartments, and those walls must be really thin. You know,
Right?
I mean, you know, I remember as a kid, even in New York City, you know, like in my aunt's house in the Bronx. I remember as a kid, they slept with the windows open, and that's all you heard.
Here.
That's all you
We
heard.
went to one hotel in New York
Um,
at this long way, and we would open them. And
Yeah.
then the same thing.
that was next to the milk.
Next to
place.
the Milk Bar. Yeah.
I think that was the where
I don't remember the
no,
name of it, but it was really cool. Like,
Chambers. It was called Chambers.
was it?
Chambers Hotel. Nice hotel.
Yeah.
Really nice. But it's a small hotel. It's like a small boutique hotel. But yeah, I mean, it's right in the middle of Manhattan. But
Yeah.
that's all you hear. So I would be used to it. But
Yeah.
but you know what's scary? That they're just moving around. There's nobody in.
Circling.
They're
parking lot.
bumping into each. I don't know. They're bumping into each other because they have radars or whatever, right? I would imagine.
Well, yes, they do. That doesn't
just-
mean you have to
just
hit
to
each other.
see cars going, you know, around.
So the
parking
federal
lot.
government does not allow you to have a car without a driver. It can be autonomous. It's just there has to be somebody in the driver's seat. That's federal law.
So why?
So I don't know how they get away with that. It must just only be. So I know Arizona's like that too. Some spots in Arizona and then San Francisco, they don't have drivers.
Why can't they just shut them off? Like, I'm thinking about their problem.
There has to be a way. There has to be someone monitoring.
Yeah, just shut them off, and then when somebody's getting picked up, then you turn it back up. And right? Or
They
maybe
electric
they
cars?
can't. Maybe they.
I don't even know.
Maybe
Are
they.
they EVs?
I'm not sure. I didn't see what kind of cars they were.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Why do they have to sit there running all the time?
Just shut them off, and then. But I guess that's what they're trying to stay away from a, you know, to have AI do everything, you know,
Yeah.
and stay away from hiring a person to push the button or whatever the case may be, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Anything to not have people, right?
yeah, anything not to pay anybody. But yeah, that's those. I don't know about those cars. I don't know how long that's gonna last and how long, and not the beeping or whatever, because it's just a funny video or a funny conversation. But for them to be on the road, and even those 18-wheelers that
Yeah, autonomous 18-wheelers.
yeah,
Can you imagine that?
that are just driving down these highways. I don't know, but
I don't know about you, but I like having conversations. So like if I get a Uber or a Lyft, I want to have a conversation with the driver. I don't want to just sit there and be videotaped because now I'm being recorded.
yeah, I love you, honey, but I just want to get to a place safe. I don't even care about the conversation.
I don't care. I want to talk to somebody. I don't want to just silence and then cameras. I'm being recorded.
Put your headphones on. Put your headphones.
Uh,
All right, let's go into the next.
well, at least we know that they don't hire DEI drivers.
Well,
That's a good point.
You got me there. You got a good
point.
point. So, this next story is really cool, and you're gonna love this. So in Quebec, they have this thing. They had this thing, I should say, a race. I think they go all over the
Oh, that's you.
they go all over the states and places, and they have these 18-wheeler, as we were going down the same vein with the 18-wheeler racing.
Are they autonomous?
No, there's actually somebody in it, and wait until you see this. You are It's just really crazy. We're falling wood.
You're really juggling. Look at that.
You know, right? What's so funny is that they have numbers.
Hey, what? Because this driver's speaking like things.
I mean, that's little shifting that thing. So there's a bunch of comments here. I just want to go over a couple.
Okay.
So somebody said, the first comment says, Americans and their love about Earth. So the person who actually posted it said Quebec underneath his comment. He replied Quebec. They weren't paying attention. They were probably just looking at the trucks and not paying attention.
Everything's America's fault.
Right, that's right. These stupid Americans. So then
Everything's America's.
somebody else says, which is on the continent known as North America. I don't know why they wrote that. And then somebody else said, the guy said, not one Canadian calls themselves American, especially not Quebecuous, which is like the Quebecans, the Quebecuous is what you call them.
Sure.
Like Americans, Quebecuous, that's what, I don't know why he said that, but, and then somebody said, how about you pay all the carbon taxes for us since you care so much? You remember we had a video about paying fees. Some people overseas were paying fees for the air because if they were polluting the air, they would have to pay some fines. So I guess it's not only in Europe. I guess it's also in Canada.
Yeah, Canada's
also known as Canada.
Yeah, that's really bad politically up there.
So then someone says, let me read this because some of them have some not nice words in it. No, of course not. I don't know who they're. No, of course not. Every single one of you haters watch our movies, listen to our. They're like beefing between American and Canadians. Yeah. Happening. No, of course not. Every single one of you haters watch our movies, listen to our music, wear our clothes, and talk how we talk. And Canada? ? Please. People still think Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell are American. Are Americans. Yeah, y'all barely have an identity. I'm like, is it that serious? Like,
who cares? It's a drag race.
Is it that serious? Like, we just want to watch the trucks racing. We just want to watch the trucks racing. What is all of this about? And then somebody else says, but you have identity. Like the Americans just talking about, but you have identity. What are you? Native Americans? We're going on this stupid thing. Okay, and then somebody else says, okay, so now you're just uneducated and ignorantly brought up something irrelevant while still watching and enjoying American content. People are insane. And so many things. I mean, they went, and it all became about the Canada versus America instead of the actual race. One of the things, the main question is because they said 120 pounds of lumber and then question mark. What? Oh, no, and then they say lumber. It said 120 pounds. The post said 120 pounds. And so somebody said 120 pounds of what? 120 pounds of what? I guess they were talking about the lumber. But it went into this whole rant between Americans and Canadians that the one question was never answered. What were they talking about? I'm guessing it was the lumber that was back there. And then I'll read the last comment because
more than 120 pounds.
So he said, this guy says, the funniest. He says, whenever I order lumber, I expect it to be delivered in this manner.
Yeah, like that quick.
And that's it. I just thought I'll go over the comments because I thought that I only wanted the answer for that question, and I just went all the way down, people insulting each other about Americans. Okay, all right, I'll move on. I think I took a little bit long on that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you wanna do this?
That's really long.
Really?
The manual, Emmanuel, that one.
Yeah, well, I'll do it. So
we're coming off the racing trucks. They were shifting gears.
Yeah.
And now
we're going to this wonderful company that we love so much. So apparently there is no longer any pickup trucks made by manufacturers that are stick shift.
Stick shift, yes.
The only manual transmission being offered is by guess who, y'all?
Toyota.
Toyota will have the only stick shift pickup truck, which is the Tacoma, as of October of this year. That news came out. So Toyota is actually very customer conscious, right? They want to, keep their customers, and they want to give the customers what they want. Last week or the week before, whenever, we talked about how that same company was trying to go woke, or did go woke, and was kind of supporting some
very bad things.
Some very bad things, yeah. Some things that we don't approve of, and most of conservatives don't approve of. But anyways, Toyota again dropped them and dropped that. What is it? That support.
That support. That status symbol.
Yeah, and recognize that they should be supporting things like.
Listen, Toyota, let your Subaru brand cater to those people, right. Not the Toyota brand.
Right. They have a brand. They have
their brand is Subaru.
And if you know, you know, right? But anyways, wonderful thing that Toyota is doing. I wanted to read this really quick because there were, you'll see other, stick shift pickups, but they no longer make them. And so here at manual transmission have become less common in trucks due to engine output surpassing the capabilities of manual transmission clutches, meaning they're sick of fixing them probably.
Yeah, and making an engine compatible.
Chevrolet Silverado previously offered a manual transmission, but General Motors, which is the company, discontinued it in 2008. General Motors also had a Sierra, and in that same 2008, they discontinued.
Yeah, they share platforms.
They discontinued that manual transmission on that GMC Sierra in 2008. Ford Super Duty previously offered a manual transmission, but Ford discontinued it in 2011. Ram also previously offered a manual transmission, but Ram discontinued it by 2019. And so, we give a big round of applause to Toyota for sticking to what the consumer wants. Because we don't drive a stick shift.
And I know that the GR comes standard with a standard transmission with a manual transmission.
Standard in the car. But yeah, that's wonderful. So Toyota, kudos to you, and continue the good work, and we'll continue to buy your vehicles, and we'll continue to promote you.
Yeah.
Continue to promote the brand. Because it's a good brand. It's a good brand.
Yeah.
And companies make mistakes, they make mistakes, and then they realize when they start losing money, they need to shift
it's not like they just kept pushing that into people's face, like Target and stuff like that.
Right.
They're like, we made a mistake. We're gonna wheel it back in.
Change our mind. We're gonna support entrepreneurship. We're gonna support opportunities. We're gonna support, everything that's good. You look it up, you'll see what they're supporting.
They're gonna support the things that they do in Japan.
Yeah.
Bring that here.
Yeah. All right, Matt Pollard. We have come to the hour where all of our followers and YouTubers and sponsors.
Yes, if you're still with us, you know it's nice. If you didn't hang up yet or shut us off yet.
So this is GG Maps. We shortened it. It's God, Guns, Meat, and Potatoes. It is Matt's segment. We talk politics, food, and everything else, whatever,
just
meat and potatoes, American meat and potatoes. And so, God, Guns, Meat, and Potatoes, GG Map. Take it away, Matt.
First, we're going to start with a video from Matt Hagee. So the Hagee Ministries is in San Antonio, Texas. They do a very good job talking about biblical sense versus in politics at this, you know what I mean? Like, the Bible says this, you should do this. So they do a very good job teaching their congregation on which political parties are doing and which way you should vote, which way your biblical vote should go.
Right.
So this is a pretty good video.
Vote Bible, vote the Bible way.
Vote the Bible way, and that's a good thing they teach. They teach it like to a T. They have books, they have Bible studies, they preach segments on this.
They do, they actually do, And that's really,
and it's something we should be involved in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something we are called to do.
Absolutely.
And especially not just in a presidential election, but in our local.
Absolutely.
That means so much. That means so much. Our local government officials and the representatives of our local towns and cities.
It is important. We are living here. We live on this earth.
Yes.
And there are governing. There are, people governing, and we have to be attentive of the things that it hurts our neighborhoods. It hurts our pockets. It hurts our pockets. It hurts our
safety. It's our economy.
Our children, and their future. So the Bible talks about don't be ignorant of the devil's devices. So you have to pay attention to everything, especially what's governing over you, right? We know that God governs over our lives, but we are on this earth, so we have to pay attention to those things.
And just the simple thing too, get your house in order.
Yeah.
If my house is my house, I live here. This is my house. Texas is my house. The United States of America is my house. So we have to get our house in order first before we can do anything else.
Right.
All right, play the video.
Sorry, I was a little thirsty.
All right.
When you look at the balance of Romans chapter 1, you see so many behaviors that describe the world that we live in today. God says, I'm going to give you up to unclean lifestyles, the lusts of your hearts. You'll dishonor yourselves. You'll exchange the truth of God for a lie. You'll worship and serve the creature instead of the Creator. How many of these things are prevalent in our society? They're everywhere. Even the behaviors that you see marching up and down our streets. God calls these vile perversions just evidence that you have exchanged God's natural law for your own. God has a decentralized form of government so that people will seek Him. You can even find this in 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 14. We've quoted it so many times. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven and heal their land.
And heal their land. Ain't nothing gonna happen until we all get together, we all humble ourselves, we all start praying and turn from our wicked ways.
That's right. That's the word. All right. So we thank God for Matt and John Hagee for being so, I don't know, so sound,
so wise,
wise, right?
So wise.
And John Hagee's getting up there in years too. I can hear it in his voice sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Preaching, and but he's a very smart man, and he has, he knows people in, in places of government. They look to him for advice, Christian,
Even our governor.
godly advice. Yeah, godly advice. So,
they have a huge Christian school, which is going to be like Freedom Academy soon.
Yeah,
but everything starts somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love it. I'm so we just need to keep true Christians, like the Hagee Ministry, Freedom Temple, people that are true to the Christianity and true faith and believing in God's word, and just putting that out there and voting the Bible.
Exactly.
Just do that.
Exactly.
It's like Candace said, like the Hollywood read the Bible, put it down, and said, do everything the opposite this says, and then we'll get people to watch.
Politics has always been such a icky subject, to
why?
Well, because
because people get angry and hostile and yell and scream because they think they're always right.
Yeah,
if you just have a conversation, you can change people's mind and change people's views.
Okay. So what else do we have here?
So we're just going. So we've been focusing big time on this food stuff. So the next few we have is all about our disgusting food that we are eating. And I hope by now, like it's been like the last maybe 5 or 6 episodes we've been talking about the food. So here's a little more information about the food and what is in the food and
how it's affecting everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Like how it's affecting, like why do all these kids look the same? Why do all these kids have this look like long girly hair, all have these little round glasses, they all have the pale skin, they all look the same, they all have the same views, they all have the same,
all very awkward. And
yeah, I was trying to find a word
to say also that
a word for that.
All kinds of, not to say that they have it, but all kinds of, physical health, mental health issues, Okay, let's play this video and we'll talk some more.
Let me get this straight. You're saying that the major beverage companies, food companies, all of them are bribing the scientists, bribing the regulatory agencies to endorse their formulas, their ingredients for food, to say that they're good, say that they're okay. And in fact, those ingredients are meant to addict people to the foods that they're selling.
It's the express purpose. I was shocked as a junior employee to see a list of names of professors from Harvard, from Tufts Nutrition School, from Stanford. And as a junior employee working for the food companies as a consultant, I steered money to those schools. The food industry funds nutrition research in this country 11 times more than the NIH. You are loath to find a nutrition researcher who's not directly paid with a direct consulting agreements bribes, and their research is predominantly funded by the food industry. I can tell you from working for this industry that that's not out of a philanthropic goodwill for unbiased research. The food industry is spending hundreds of millions of dollars on nutrition research to enhance their bottom line. It's to normalize these addictive foods.
And that's exactly how they're getting, this. The food is addictive. It's not only bad for you, but it's addictive. So you continue to eat it. And it's not like you ate it and you're like, oh, I ate bad, but then you're continuing to crave that. You're craving that bad food. It's that you're like, I feel like a burger. Hello, I'm the first one to say.
I was going to say that.
I feel like a burger. It's because there's something in there that's, I don't know if anyone has watched the Popeye's chicken versus the Chick-fil-A fried chicken. Yeah, that was the battle between the Popeye's chicken, and there's a study on it. Y'all look for it online, and maybe next time I'll show it. But there's addictive components in those chickens, in that chicken, or that chicken or whatever.
Yeah, and both of them. Huh?
Yeah, and people are like they were fighting over a chicken sandwich because they ran out of chicken sandwiches. I mean, it's to that extent that food would get you to, and it's because of the addictive part. And now with that said, I'm going to show you the next video.
Yes.
Sorry, honey, I'm taking over. I get so hyped up on it, you know. I'm like just living the fact. Yeah, we gotta change the way we eat. We have to change the way we eat. Where is the
all these Pringles, Doritos? If you buy it off a shelf, don't eat it. It's not good for you. The closest it is from the ground or the cow is the way to eat it.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Food in its raw form is the only way.
In 1985, tobacco giant R.J. Reynolds bought Nabisco Foods. Tobacco pioneer Philip.
They said tobacco
Giants.
Philip Morris bought General Foods and 3 years later, Kraft Foods, making them the largest food producer in North America. And leaving the business of food in the capable hands of the same corporations who helped addict us to tobacco. Using the same tactics they used to promote tobacco, food companies set about peddling the entire planet a diet of processed goods, loaded with chemicals and additives, masquerading as food. This new machine operates with specific targets in mind, like addicting consumers, without them knowing it.
Without them knowing it.
Like it's a secret.
You know, so crazy. There's Morris, what is it?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman is like such a great narrator, right? They use him for
What the sad part is, he probably didn't even do it. They just used AI.
Yeah. So that part, yeah.
Yeah. So read the ingredients on whatever it is, even if it's water.
You know, these cigarette companies that bought these
food companies.
Yeah.
Get that Kraft mac and cheese is the worst thing for you. That's going to kill your kids.
You know that many people know my testimony, and I smoked for 18 plus years. You know, cigarettes, I did many things, you know, pills and cigarettes and drinking and weed and all that. And I was able to let go of everything except the cigarette was like the hardest thing. That took me the longest to get rid of. The cigarette was the worst addiction. And now you have these companies that knew how to get you addicted. You know, they knew the program, that this is the same company that's dishing out.
And they knew how to do it too.
Yeah, without you knowing, the video said. All right, Matt Pollard, we continue on. I got a couple of more videos about food. I'm going to, while he's searching there.
So I was going to, how many names? Sugar has over 60 names.
My goodness.
So they just changed the name of sugar and then put it in the ingredients. So while you're looking for that, like familiar names. Hi, for yours.
You can't even say them. No way.
Brown sugar, cane sugar, barley, malt, beer, sugar, corn syrup, honey, molasses, fruit juice.
All right, I'm going to play the video.
Go ahead.
This is an older video from this woman. She's, they had, her father was a physician. I can't say the word. Help me. Physician.
I can't say fruit quotes.
They came up with a plan and a dietary plan, eating healthy back a long time ago. And they were actually healing people of cancer.
Probably changing the food, right?
Changing their food. What it was doing, it was the things that they were eating and the diet that they had would flush out the liver. And so so the liver can continue to, you know, kill the poison, you know, because that's what the liver's for. And so they saved a lot of people, but they did some other stuff that other people had died because people took it to the extreme, and they were eating raw meat and other stuff that maybe it wasn't for everybody. Anyways, they did save a lot of lives, and this is his daughter who picked up his profession.
So now they give children chicken McNuggets. that cause children to have high cholesterol. And now they say children under 3 years of age, kindergarten age, should be tested. And if they have high cholesterol, they should be on cholesterol drugs, which you have to be on for the rest of your life. They want to make money. Why can't we just give them decent food? The University of North Carolina made a study of hot dogs, okay? And that study showed that when children ages 8 to 12 eat hot dogs, as many as 12 a month, that's only 3 a week, their chances of developing leukemia and or lower brain tumors go up by 700%. Fun food's great fun. That's a terrible thing.
100%.
My goodness. And that's an old video. Can you imagine what it is now?
That's
1400%.
Last episode, we showed the ingredients, what they were, eons ago, and how they tripled and quadrupled in ingredients now.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady is, whatever year this was, she's saying, how many? 6 hot dogs? Wait,
12.
12 hot dogs. 12 hot dogs. 700% increase of whatever infirmity to kids.
That's why you gotta use beef tallow to fry, not the seed oils. The seed oils is what's gonna kill you.
Yeah, and it's in everything. Why is it in everything?
To give it the taste and the addictive nature.
Is that the addictive part? You think it's a seed oil that's the addictive, or is it to
either color, flavor,
to preserve? Yeah, there's so many things.
So there's an app. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's an app to you have to register your business on this app if you do not use seed oils. And I was watching a quick video of one of the places they only use beef tallow, which is the only way to cook. And he goes, I had this customer come in. He was in his 80s, and he ate the burger, and he goes, "This is what it tasted like when I was a kid." He's like, "This is what burgers tasted like when I was a kid," because over the years we put all this junk in the food and in the ingredients. And this guy only uses raw ingredients, grass-fed, pasture-raised cattle. So you got to do that too. Just because it says grass-fed, it doesn't mean it's good for you.
That's true.
That means they're sitting in a barn eating grass.
That's true.
You got to have the pasture-raised cattle, pasture-raised chickens for your age.
They're eating fresh grass.
Just dumped into a. They're just facing the trough.
Yeah.
And that's all they do. Stand there and eat all day long for 43 weeks, and then they kill them, and then they put them to the, to process.
It's crazy.
So these researchers wanted to test this obesity ideas on animals, lab animals. They had a problem. The animals wouldn't get obese. They would eat what they wanted to eat, and they wouldn't get obese.
Even the animals know.
What are they going to do?
Because God created them.
Well, it happened that they accidentally found out, a lot of these things are accidental, found out that if they gave the younger animals an injection of MSG, monosodium glutamate,
my goodness,
that affected a certain part of their brain, that particular portion, that center of the brain that tells you you're full, you don't want to eat anymore. They would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and get obese. So they said, okay, we can do that with people.
That's it.
They'll buy more food. We make more money. They put about 5,000 supermarket foods have MSG in it. Because they want you to take it. They want you to eat more. They want to sell you more.
They will? I'm sorry. Matt keeps oof. And when I start laughing, oof. It's all right. Let's move on.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
My goodness.
All right.
Let's move on. All right. It's insane. It's insane what she's saying, but it's what's happening. And this is a long time ago. This is you never your mind. It's everything. It's your mind. It's in you.
So like, you would always want sweets after you had supper. But if you just continue to just don't do it, your brain's going to shut off and just be like, okay, well, I don't want sweets anymore. So you just have to have the willpower to say no.
It's the willpower. It's the willpower. And then if you stop doing it, you won't stop. You won't crave it.
Correct.
And if you can also, there's good sugars too. You can eat something else. You don't have to eat something. You know what I mean? That there are good sugars. You can have a spoonful of honey. Honey from Beamer Farms.
Man,
they know what they're doing.
there's some good bees. Imported.
All right, I got another video, and then we're gonna move on because this food is very important. It has to do with your children, when it has to do with your money, when it has to do with your life. A life and death situation. You have to know this. You have to know these things. It's people are dropping dead. People are dying early in their lives, and it's because they're not paying attention to the things and the signs and in the Bible. The Bible warns us of all these things.
It's like they do it on purpose. Get mom and dad to have to work all day. Stick your kids in the government-run school. Feed them this processed food because you don't have time to cook. Repeat cycle. You know what I mean? It's like it's planned.
All right, so I don't have that video, but I do have this one video. If food labels can talk, or if food labels were, I forgot what it's called, but if food labels can talk, I'm just going to...
Or tell the truth, maybe?
Tell the truth. I think it might be tell the truth.
Food labels were honest. Coca-Cola.
We're going to stop. So all-purpose cleaner. It's what is
caffeinated high fructose
corn syrup. There's a little tab on the front. It says something bugs fixes stains.
Repels bud.
Red Bull.
But the bottom word says anxiety.
Mountain Dew.
It says
Hellman's.
not drink poison.
Oatly.
For sugar oat.
Yeah, even some of these
so-called healthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trickery. The trickery. The devil is a liar.
Kraft's mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Kraft singles.
Like I wouldn't.
It says not a single bit of cheese in it. Is that what it said?
Yes.
Not a single.
Not a single. Yeah, not a single piece of cheese.
And Jemima syrup.
Sap. Why are you picking on it?
How about that? Made from chemically processed corn kernels. Again, that's like corn syrup, right?
Yep.
With water and aromatic compounds.
They probably take the sap tree and maybe grind it up. Can you imagine that? Or press the bark or something?
Orange juice.
Orangeness.
But in the process, it lost its
orangeness.
So it could be stored for a year, it says.
Like if you make
Kellogg's Frosted.
If you make homemade orange juice, that's great sugar for you. Homemade pomegranate juice, homemade orange juice, homemade grapefruit juice. Just make it at home. Mm-hmm. It's going to take you time. Maybe it costs a little more, but it's so much better for you.
You were saying something about how, we're like the hamster wheel we're running and parents are running,
right,
trying to keep the house together. And, that's just such a great point, and we've talked about it before. And this is why we turn to these items, because they're quick and they're easy and then the kid is full and you can keep going in your day. And it's wow. It's been such a difference.
Can heat it up themselves too.
What a difference in our lives now that we're talking as far as that whole hamster wheel life that we lived for such a long time. Thank God that we didn't find out in our 60s, you know what I mean, when it was too late. That right. Not that we found out, we've always known, but the fact is that we were able to just press the brakes and say, no, let's do this. Let's just go ahead and do this. And now we have more time for ourselves. We're making more
money in it.
We're healthier. because we have time to actually cook and eat.
Yeah.
We have time to good food, real food.
Yeah.
You know, we have
pasture-raised meat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if we can get an affiliate link.
I mean, we're actually doing better because we're not running, bouncing off the walls, trying to make it through the day to
drinking 4 or 5 Red Bulls just to stay awake because you got to work 18 hours and then drive 2 hours and then
eating the most crappiest
eating out of a vending machine. Like we would eat out of vending machines when we were at the dealer because we don't have time to go out.
I'm telling you, it's a whole life.
Yeah, eating that stuff.
Yeah, it's a whole lifestyle change, in our lives. And to God be the glory, because it's all God, that was able to, instill this in us and then give us favor in so many areas, in so many ways, and gifts. I was talking to one of our customers today, and we talked for a long time, and I love talking to him.
Customers.
Oh my God, I love talking to him, and we talked so much, and we were talking about all these things that we were talking about now, and what this world has become, and we got to the talking about God, of course, and talking about how God gives us these gifts, and these gifts are for us to prosper, not to put somebody else up here, not to put somebody else to put money in somebody else's pocket.
It's like the talent.
Yes, exactly that. He's given us gifts. If you have a gift, if you have something in you that you can do, listen, you're able to do anything. You're able to capitalize on anything with your gift. That's what it's for. Look at the Bible days, different people did different things. That you got.
Everybody had the same skill.
Exactly. Some are baking, some are making the vessels, some are doing the building,
masons.
some are, if there is a gift in you, I'm encouraging you today to go after it and do it and make your own money.
Yeah, just open your own business.
Open your own business. You can do.
If you're a plumber, HVAC, masonry. You only need one car. You only need one truck to start.
You can do it. You can do it. I encourage somebody today. All right, let me continue with this.
Frosted Flakes.
Diabetes in a box.
Cheetos.
I feel.
It's the same company as Mountain Dew.
I feel a little biased because I know the story of the man who made this.
But it probably wasn't this junk when he made it.
True. That's true. If y'all never seen Flamin' Hot, Flamin'?
Yeah, Flamin' Hot.
Flamin' Hot. The movie, you have to see it. It will put a little fire under you.
Even I watched it.
I tell you, Holy Ghost is wonderful. Do you see how this meshed together?
My friend's, not anymore, he's mad at me, but his wife's father was the CEO back then.
Really?
Yeah. Now I'm not going to say where he is because then they'll know who I'm talking about. But yeah, he runs a company now, actually in this state. But yeah, his father-in-law is a CEO.
You're going to have to tell me because I don't know. Remind me because I don't know what you're talking about. But the story behind this guy who made the red hot
brand,
that flamin' brand, that taste, whatever, he came a long way. If you see history, you got to.
All he wanted to do was save his job.
Was it on Netflix? What was it? What was it on? What did you watch?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think it might have been on.
No, I think it was like Peacock or something. Maybe Hulu.
Find it, Flamin' Hot. I'm sure it's somewhere on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Great movie. So that's why I feel a little biased about this because, again, Matt did say that, as far as they probably added more stuff later or whatever, but it's a great story.
It wasn't that bad.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I don't know what eat this.
Betty Crocker's whipped cream frosting. Pop-Tarts.
I made some delicious frosting the other day, didn't I, honey? And it was just powdered sugar, sifted, and butter. And just a little bit of cream. That's all. That's all. And you decide how much you put into it. That's the part right there.
Country Time lemonade.
Good
sugar
source of ascorbic
acid.
Hostess's Twinkies. Sprinkles. Food labels were honest.
That's it right there. That is the end of that food portion.
All right.
And so we just asked y'all to take heed,
Especially with children. Make your own baby food too, man.
Yeah.
How hard can it be? Just crush up boil some carrots, crush them up.
Right. That's what Felicity and Ruben, that's what the sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, yeah.
That's what they lived off, was the sweet potatoes and the cereal and the oatmeal, when they were babies. And everything else that I could mash, the bananas, everything.
I wonder when I can give Bacon some beef.
They're gonna give Bacon some bacon.
I'm gonna boil it and smash it up.
All right, man, Paulo, let's get into a little bit more of the GG map. And
keep going. It's late, man. We gotta close this.
Yeah, we got a few minutes. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We finished with the hot dogs.
I know, but you said you didn't have a video, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Your girlfriend Kamala.
Oh, so then just talk about Betty and let's move on. Bevelin?
You want to skip over that interview? Okay. No worries. Okay, let's go. So I'm gonna play a video. A month or so ago, I believe it might have been a little bit over a month ago, we mentioned to you that Bevelin Beatty Williams, who is a pro-life activist, well known to those that of Planned Parenthood and all those other pushing things, because she would protest in front of those clinics against abortion. Her and her best friend, her partner in ministry, would go to all these, use the right words, partner in ministry would go in and protest against abortion, and especially Planned Parenthood. And so they arrested her because she had blocked the entrance of the door of somebody that was coming in, and they have there's a law or an act that somebody wrote regarding you can't impede anybody from coming into a healthcare building, regardless of what it is. And so they ran with that law, and they went after Bevelin. And there were other things that they mentioned that she pushed and somebody pushed and hands were whatever. In any case, Bevelin is now, just the other day, her husband dropped her off at a Georgia prison to do a 3-year sentence for something that really shouldn't have been so extreme as far as punishment. Right.
But she did cast her last vote she will ever cast.
Right. So let me play her husband really quickly. I'll just play a small portion of what he was actually on his way to drop her off to the jail, and it's kind of heart-wrenching, but I just want you to.
So right now, I'm about to drive my wife to a federal facility. She has to surrender herself there, and this is due to the Harris-Biden administration. And any husband in this country, anyone that's married knows, any mother, any father knows that separation from your loved one, separation from a mother and a daughter at 2 years old is traumatic, and no American citizen should have to experience this in this country. Obama has the audacity to speak to black men and tell black men they need to vote for Kamala Harris, when Kamala Harris administration is separating me from my wife and my wife from her daughter at 2 years old for unlawful assembly. My wife is facing 3.5 years for unlawful assembly and federal time, y'all. Okay, federal time. And it's devastating for our family, but we're gonna get through this. But I want people to know in this country, mothers, fathers, single mothers, that this cannot be tolerated, and you should not vote for Kamala, because voting for Kamala would do things like this, right? It's unacceptable, and yeah, that's what I have to say.
Well, hopefully Uncle Trumpito will get in there and pardon her.
And so she, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, one, because we're going to pray for Bevelin, it's a sad story, and man, she goes hard for God too. She goes so hard for God. And but that's what the enemy does. He tries to, come in and try to shut your flame, because again, go back in our episodes and you'll see the videos that we posted of her preaching. And I wanted to read really quickly. An unlawful assembly is a group of 5 or more people who intend to commit an illegal act or use unlawful means to achieve a lawful act. What does that mean?
Unlawful act.
Wait, who intend to commit an illegal act or use an unlawful means to achieve a lawful act. Okay.
Well, it's probably AI you're reading.
Yeah, it is AI.
But yeah, correct. They're breaking the law. So unlawful acts. Yeah, to do something. Correct.
The punishment for violating the law on unlawful assemblies is imprisonment for up to 3 years. Okay, so as you heard Matt said right before Bevelyn turned herself in, she voted. And
who'd you vote for? Not Kamala.
Pro-life activist Bevelyn Beatty votes for Trump before turning herself into one. And so I want to applaud her. I want to applaud Bevelyn for doing so. She is in the middle of spending time, but yet she took the time to vote because it is important to her in her life. And not for only her, for all of us.
You are registered. Make sure you guys go out and vote November 5th.
Your vote counts.
If you're not registered, you're beat. It's closed.
Your vote counts.
But you could always register for next. You want to register for your local.
Yeah.
Your local.
That's most important, actually.
And then you can register for next time, either if Vivek runs or JD Vance runs or Tulsi Gabbard runs, or we got some good candidates after Trump. Yeah. We pray Trump wins.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like him. You don't even know him. But the policies and the people supporting him and all the people leaving the Democratic Party should tell you something. And they just want to put 3 people that when he became to office and then fired because they were horrible people in their positions. And then they turned to the Democratic Party. And then Kamala wants to say, well, the 3 people that know him best saying he's unfit. Yeah.
Let's continue to pray for Ms. Bevelyn and her husband, Ricky, and their child, because he's basically going to be raising
a single dad. He's going to be a single dad for 3.5 years.
Of a little girl, of a 2-year-old little girl. And, she needs support and prayer. And
she's going to miss so much with that little girl.
I know. It's sad to hear, but we continue to pray and we press on, right?
We will.
So, do you want to go into this interview, or we'll just move on to Automotive?
It's an hour and a half. Okay. Let's just go.
Okay, we're leaving. So no laughs, okay?
No laughs. A couple.
Oh, okay, all right. So we'll play this one.
I thought you have the video.
From the heart of Texas, where the winds blow free. Matt and Irlanne bring it.
I should have actually said before. This is the boss. He tells the
not everything is a 2-man job.
Yeah, thank you.
It's more or less the technicians hanging out together all the time and like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm helping them. That's your excuse.
From the heart of Texas, where the winds blow free. Matt and Irlanne bringing truth and clarity. Faith in world events, we're diving deep in the Lone Star State where beliefs run steep. Welcome to the podcast where faith meets the news. Where Texas tales and global views and views. Join us on this journey, hand in hand, as we seek the truth across this land. Stories unfold from cities to the plains, challenges faced and victory.
For those that don't know, this isn't really. It's just a funny thing.
Like always looking at the camera. Like,
it's really funny. It's really funny for those that know. Okay, this surprise Matt Pollard here really quickly. We'll play this first.
That's funny. Cody.
The video says, Cody, stop. Does Cody usually do this? Like, is this an everyday thing?
I know, right?
I'm kind of confused of why. Cody, stop.
It's a beautiful truck.
What's happening?
Oh,
They're throwing eggs at the monster truck. The guy driving. Why would you throw eggs at this
I think they're at volleyball.
Right over that tree, right over that tree. Right over it. And he's gone.
Wow.
That's insane. That's so insane.
How would you mess with somebody driving that? You didn't think you would retaliate?
Don't mess with a man's pickup truck.
Don't mess with a bunch of
Especially
rednecks.
when it's lifted up, 8 feet.
That was cool. That was cool.
All righty. And so that's all we got. That's all I have right now or, for this show. And
Well, we'll always be back for another one. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We appreciate doing this for you. We appreciate the likes. Please like, subscribe, share. All those social media platforms. YouTube, Instagram.
Welcome to the podcast where faith meets the news, where Texas tales and global views and views. Join us on this journey, hand in hand, as we seek the truth across this land. Stories unfold from cities to the plains, challenges faced and victories
But yeah,
gained.
we thank you
With
for
courage in
watching.
our
We thank
hearts
you
and
for
minds
sharing
unswayed.
and
Together we explore
supporting
in
us,
every
in
shade.
every sense
In
of
a
the
world
word.
of chaos, we'll find
We
our
appreciate
way
you. Continue
through
to
the
pray for
lens
us
of
and we
faith.
pray for you.
Come what may, so tune in now.
Quick,
Let your
the
spirit
link for
unfurl as man
Freedom
relates
Academy
you around the
GoFundMe will
world.
be in the
Welcome to
description.
the
And then
podcast
we
where
are on
faith
the
meets
app
the
called
news, where
Minnect. If
Texas
you
tales
have
and global views
questions
and views.
about
Join us on this
entrepreneurship,
journey,
opening a
hand in hand,
business,
as we seek the
parents,
truth across
whatever
this
you
land.
need, go to
From
Minnect or
Texas to the
Smash
world,
Dollar.
our
We will
voices
come up. The link
rise.
will be in the
Matt
description.
and Irlanne
We're out. We
under
love you.
Texas skies. Faith,
Bye.
truth, and events